Hey guys, thanks for coming in and having a look at what this is all about. Find Your Word is something that I've been doing for years. I think I've been doing it for about 15 years. I've definitely been teaching it for about 10. But it is something that for me, when I first came across it, was a little bit, oh, that's a bit out there. But what I found is that mixing it with my personality of needing logical steps as well as that holistic universal thing has made it a really fantastic thing for me. Because by now you've probably got a few goals already set for the year, or some goals starting to manifest themselves in your brain that, oh, I'd like to do that and I'd like to do that, or you're thinking about doing that now. What I use my word for, so we will actually find a word or phrase that will be your guiding light for the year. So how I like to think of my word is that I've got my goals and I know what they are. So that keeps me on the road. There's a road to my goals. I like to think of the word as the headlights on my car on a dark night. So I can know where I'm going, but when it's dark and it's nighttime, it's really quite tricky to drive a car without lights. It's doable, but it's hard, it's nerve-wracking, and, you know, there might be a few letterboxes that aren't standing in the morning. So during this video, while we're going through the exercises, and there's only 4 of them, while we're going through them, you can absolutely pause and take your time actually doing them. So do press pause, resume, and all of that. Come back as many times as you like as well. So enjoy. Let's get into it. So the first thing I want you to do is, to find your word, is to actually write down some of your favourite moments from the last year, from 2022. So they don't have to be massive moments, they just have to be your favourite moments. There might be an entire day, there might be one particular sentence that was said to you. There is no rules with finding your word. It really is just a reflection and a projection, and then we wrap it all up. So with your favourite moments, it may be that you write down an entire essay of your favourite moment because you're quite verbose and you like writing and all of that. For others, you could be just going, it was here, it was then, and I was doing this. Jot points, stop points, or an essay. Either's fine, whichever works for you, because this is all about you and your word. So when you are writing down this favourite moment, I want you to think about the moment with all your senses. So touch, smell, taste, sight, and sound. So they're the 5 senses. Once you've got all of that down, then I want you to go again and have another look at it and have a look at the feelings, which is sort of that 6th sense. It's the inside part of us. Like, why was it your favourite moment? What stands out that made you feel like this is something that came to your mind and you really were going, oh gosh, I just loved that moment. Write those down because it's really important to have why they were important to you. Because if you can work out what it is you loved about them, then we may be able to have them again. So that's exercise number 1. Exercise number 2 is to do the same thing again, but projection-wise. So for 2023, for the next year, what are some moments you want to have? So it may be that you want that moment that you had again. Feel free to write this down in essay form or dot points, whichever suits you. But, you know, what are your wishes and dreams? What are your outcomes? What do you want to have happen? And again, most importantly, why do you want to feel the feelings you have when those things happen? It's the feelings that are really going to get you to where you want to go. So there's exercise number 2. Take your time. Press pause if you need to. So the third exercise is actually finding your word. So now you've got those two pieces of paper. There may be some words that you'll find are on both pieces of paper. What I want you to do is go through the lists of words and the essays that you've written and highlight or circle some of the words that jump out at you. So you knew you were going to find your word. So you probably wrote down some words that meant stuff to you. So absolutely go through and have a look at some words, or maybe there's a couple of words or a phrase. As I said before, there's no rules, so you can have a phrase if you want, and actually write down, highlight which ones jump out at you. Once you've done that, and you may actually like to stop again and go, okay, where are these things leading me? Is there a word that sort of means all of these things? Take your time, have a look at the words, choose one. That is the next bit, choosing one. And what if you've got two? Well, what I want you to do is flip a coin. Grab a coin, decide heads is this word, tails is this word. Flip the coin, and the one that you are wishing it to be, whether it was heads or tails, is your word. You don't even need to look at what actually came up, because that doesn't matter, because your body would have said, oh, I really hope. So, for example, if you had achieve as one thing and success as another. So heads is achieve, success is tails, and you've flipped and it's come down, you've gone, I really hope it's tails because I really want success. I hope that's how I said it. If you really want that word, it doesn't actually matter what the flip was, because your brain has said to you, I really wanted that one. So that's your word. Now, another little thing on this, if you choose a word and you go to bed tonight and you wake up in the morning and you go, actually, no, I think this is my word, you can change it. I love it. There is no rules. You can change it. So decide what your word is. For some of us, we write them down and put them up on a thing, and sometimes I've had them in the middle of a mandala that I've coloured. I even had one of my words actually tattooed on my arm. So there's a few there's one, those words that stick with you for longer than a year. So there may be something that you want to do to keep this word right in front of your eyes all the time. Now, the next thing is to actually have a look at it and what does it mean to you? This word doesn't have to mean anything to anyone else. You don't have to tell anyone else what your word is. It is just your guiding light so that you can get where you want with that guidance and that headlights shining down the road, showing you where you want to go. So write down what it means to you. When I've been working with people over the years in finding words, we have come up with some fantastic words. We've actually had phrases. So making a difference was a phrase that we've had. I've had explore. This year, my word is engage. At our workshop just recently, one of the words was yay. And there was a whole heap of actions that were coming with that word. But there's always achieve, there's flow, there's millions of words out there. Your word is your word. I'm not going to tell you which one is better. You will choose. But write down what it means to you. So if your word, for me, my word is engage, but it's not, what does that mean? Well, to me, it means connection, communication, putting myself out there instead of sitting behind the computer. So instead of typing stuff, more wordy stuff. So it will mean different things to you. And when you are feeling a little bit stuck, your word will help you to go, yeah, that's right, that's what I'm doing. So write down what it means to you. And the last exercise I'm going to get you to do is to work out what your word can do for you. How can you use it? You're spending 15, 20 minutes finding your word, and you don't want to just put it down. You want to use it. So here, if you lived, breathed, and actioned your word, so you became it, you really embodied it, what would be better or different this year? So this is where I was saying, when I first found out about a word, there was none of this stuff. It was just like, that's your word. But for me, I need more action steps. So here is the action steps for you to write down, like, how can I make more of this me? Think behaviors. So how can I be more, for me, engaged? How can I be more engaged? What qualities does someone who is engaged with their community, what qualities do they have? And what outcomes are they expecting from engagement? So I want you to do the same for your word, is what behaviours, what qualities and what outcomes does your word insist on you having? So there you go. There's your word. You've got your word. And as I said, if tomorrow morning you wake up and it doesn't feel right, you can do this again, or you can pick that other word. Totally up to you. But it is so much fun having a word. I would love to hear some of your words, so do get back to me. And if you're finding that, yep, I've got my word, but my goals are a little bit like, oh, geez, now I'm not even sure that my word is getting me to that goal. Absolutely, I'm here for you. Give me a buzz. We can organise a time to do some coaching or anything like that, maybe a course in there as well. So enjoy 2023 with your word, and I will see you again soon. Bye.